Hi, Sam. It's nice to see you. Congratulations on your That's 90 show. So tell me how you got that gig.
Oh my gosh, it was such a crazy whirlwind because I did not have an agent or a manager at all. I go to this performing arts school, which I am actually at right now, and they posted an open call to the school website. And it was like, oh, that 90s show, Netflix talent search. Just send in an introduction video of your name, your age, where you're based, what you like about the 90s, what you don't like about the 90s, and how you relate to your character. And then, so I sent in that introduction video of like 5 minutes of me saying anecdotes. I was wearing my mom's shirt from the 90s. We call it the first date shirt because she saved the shirt that she wore on her first date with my dad. So I wore that during the introduction audition. And she, and I said that I really liked the fashion of the 90s. And it just kind of snowballed from there. And I just kept on auditioning. I just kept on getting called back. I actually took two of my auditions in this office at school because I was still doing school at the same time. And honestly, I really didn't think much of it because I was like, oh, I don't have an agent or anything. I haven't been in any professional productions. I'm probably just, it's just for fun. I'm just doing this for fun. And it's a wonder that I made it this far. And then I got the call, and it was like the most overwhelming feeling of excitement and awe. I'm like, how did this happen? Um, and then followed by just a massive amount of gratitude of like, I can't believe that
And
this
this
happened.
is your first on-screen camera gig.
Yeah, I mean, I'd done a short film with my friend. He wrote and directed it, and it was just a student film, but very, very small. And yes, it's an IMDb credit, but it was still very small. But this is my very first on-screen credit, really professionally in the industry.
Mhm. And where are you going to school and what year are you now?
I go to California School of the Arts in San Gabriel Valley, and I am a senior in high school, so I'm graduating this year.
So
Crazy.
what's the reaction of your friends when they found out you're acting in this show?
Oh my gosh, they were over the moon excited, and to this day they kind of poke fun at me and tease me in the best way. They're like, "Oh my God, is that Sam Morelos from that 90s show?" Even before it came out, asking me for autographs during class. I'm like, "Please stop." Or just calling me Hollywood or calling me verified. But it's all in good fun, and I know that they mean well by it.
Yeah. How would you describe your character, Nikki?
She is so smart. She is so smart and so ambitious and very focused. She knows exactly what she wants from life, and she knows exactly how she's going to get it. And what's really interesting about her is that her she has this relationship with Nate, and yet she still doesn't allow that to compromise her goals because she knows what she wants from the future, and she knows what she wants out of her life, and she's going to create a name for herself, and she's going to do that by any means necessary. And I find that really admirable because she's very smart, and I look up to her in that way.
Mhm. And how is it working with an ensemble?
Oh, it's fantastic because we fell into a great friend group rhythm right away. Just the first week on set, we just instantly clicked. We had that chemistry because we also hang out outside of filming. We eat lunch together, we talk in between takes, and there's just a lot of love uh, amongst all of us. So it was easy to support each other in an ensemble and try and lift each other up in specific beats, or if they have a punchline, trying to set them up in the best way so that their joke lands, things like that. And it's an energy exchange. It's we bounce off of each other really organically, and I really love that.
And the kissing scenes with Nate, was that your first kissing scenes or
It
on
wasn't my
screen?
it wasn't my first kiss, but it was my first like on
On
screen.
camera.
Well, no, in the short film I did have to have a kiss, but it was different because this was such a huge production too. And my very first kiss with him, we were rolling. So it was like action, first kiss, and I was like, and I'd known him for a week, so I was like, hey, hi, nice to meet you. Just gonna lay one on you right now. It's like a really interesting um introduction, but nonetheless, Max and I are close friends, and it close friends now, and it was never awkward or anything. It was just very in between takes, it was just we would just crack jokes, so it was nice.
What was the reaction of your parents when they saw that?
Oh my gosh, my poor mom. She had to be on set while that was happening, and she had to go. She had to leave. After like the 15th take or even the 10th, she was just like, I can't watch this live. But there's a monitor in our dressing room. So while she's working on her computer, it's just happening right on above her. So it's just like a click, a very sad, please stop. I don't, but she knows that it's acting, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. Talk about your Filipino roots, and how Filipino are you?
Both of my parents are immigrants. I'm a first generation Filipino American, and I like to think I'm pretty Filipino. Um, I'm working on becoming fluent on learning the language, but for now I know a lot of the sound effects. It's it's integrated its way into my everyday vocabulary. I say "Hay nako" on a daily basis, or "Sus Maria" for my
Okay.
very first phrase when I was like in second grade. The first phrase I learned was "Sus Mario se pang tigas ang ulo mo," but because I heard it so much in my house. But yeah, and I grew up watching TFC and Teleserie. I know all the words to My Bukas Pa. Like that's my song. When I was what, 6 or 7, I would belt that. Um, and I feel very connected to my Filipino heritage because my parents still speak the language in our house. They we visit my grandparents a lot, and we eat a lot of we still go to Arco Foods for groceries. There's always a carton of calamansi juice in our fridge. So it's very subtle things that still connect me very deeply to my Filipino heritage. And I'm very proud to be Filipino American.
And how was it working also with Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis? Did you ever work with them or they just passed by?
I didn't have any scenes with them, but in the short time that they were there, they were very grounded and very down to earth people and very kind. And it's no wonder that they had the careers that they had because they're just genuinely very good people and people enjoy being around them. And it's really cool seeing them interact with Bonnie and Terry Turner, the original executive producers for both that 70s show and that 90s show. It was like
Mm-hmm,
a family reunion, and it was really, really nice to see.
mm-hmm. And what inspired you to be an actress?
I think from a very young age, I always loved to entertain.
Mhm.
I started community theater when I was around 5 or 6 years old. But even before that, it was just I would do anything to make people smile or laugh. And grow now at my age, I looking back, I know that it was because I like to affect people and I like to make people feel things. So, and I like to tell stories. I'm a storyteller. So I think that that is one thing that inspired me to become an actor.
Are you the only actress in the family?
Um, Not technically, yes, but my grandpa's dad's brother was an actor,
In the
but
Philippines or here?
in the Philippines.
Mm.
I forget his name. Oh,
Music.
but they were just showing me the other day. Oh, I wish I knew his name. But and I also have and like an aunt who's an actor in the Philippines. Her name is Frances Ignacio, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I know her as Onis, but she has an actual full name. But
So,
yeah,
that's
but in my immediate family, I actually was supposed to go into musical theater. My original trajectory was a musical theater one because I'm also a singer. I
mm.
sing and I write music. I actually am a fossil kid. I did a
Oh
lot of
yeah. Yeah.
also
Because
work.
you're on the board of FASO.
Yeah, that's and I find that so cool. It's such a small world. But yeah,
So you were
I
trained by Louis Ramos and Bob Schroeder.
yes. Oh, I love
Mm.
them. They're wonderful. We I sang a solo that with them at the Walt Disney Concert Hall for one of their summer orchestras, and it
I
was
was
really
there.
really oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's so cool. I love that. I sang La Vie en Rose and it was like
Ah, yeah.
fun. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, so my mom's a singer. My mom sings,
Mm.
but she did that when she was younger, but I
Mhm.
inherited that from her.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of arts and music in my family, but I think eh, at least in my immediate family, I'm the first one.
And your dad is he in entertainment too? No.
He's in tech, but he did like entertainment tech for a bit, but he likes to dance, but just for fun. He really likes TikTok dances, and I'm like, oh no, Dad, no.
Yeah. So, how does it feel seeing that 90s show marquee on Times Square and attending the premiere?
Oh my gosh, that it was an out of body experience. Seeing yourself on a billboard in Times Square is like such a dream come true, like a bucket list big ticket item. And I never thought that I would experience it at 17. So seeing it up there, I sobbed. Like the floodgates opened right after the initial shock of like, oh my God, it's there. The realization set in of like, oh my God, it's there. And tears just flooded. Oh my gosh. It was embarrassing being like in the middle of Times Square sobbing, like full body sobs. But it was very rewarding and exciting. And the premiere, that was my very first red carpet premiere uh,
Oh.
to attend. So it was overwhelming, but also really exciting because it was this completely new world that I'd never been a part of before. Because, like I said, this is my first real credit. So being able to experience that and also see my cast for the first time in a while, it was really nice.
Hmm. And what was the most interesting thing about doing the 90s show for you?
The most interesting thing. That's a good question. I I think that I was consistently starstruck every time I went on set because I was able to work with Deborah Jo and Kurtwood.
Hmm.
Deborah Jo Rupp and Kurtwood Smith are such veteran actors. They're so seasoned and very experienced. So just watching them work every day was a masterclass, and I learned so much. And I it's the one thing that I tell my friends about. It's the most interesting thing because I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I know Deborah Jo and Kurtwood, whatever, it's fine, it's no biggie, but it is actually a really big deal.
And what are your future goals now from here on?
Um, at the present moment, finishing senior year, trying to power through and get and graduate. But I'm applying to colleges right now for acting programs, and I'm still doing auditions and college apps and things like that. But I do intend to continue acting and working, maybe in tandem with college, maybe not. It's very much a play it by ear situation of like, will jobs come, will they not? But I do plan on going to school and getting my diploma. Uh, I always say by hook or by crook, if I have to get it by 50, I'll do it. But part of the plan is a college degree. But another part of the plan is just continuing to tell stories by acting, try my hand at directing. I'm actually directing a short film with some of my friends right now. And also writing music. I am a songwriter and I do sing, and I would like to explore that outlet a little more.
Mhm. You're now in an art school, performing art school. So how do you think that prepared you for your career now?
Oh, it gave me all the tools I needed to be on set. Because one thing that a lot of people said to me on set was that, oh, you don't seem like you're brand new. I wouldn't have thought that this was your first credit. It was because I got the training and the education that I did. I started in a musical theater conservatory, but then over quarantine, I had a teacher who was supposed to be our musical theater teacher to teach us how to sing and act the song. But she over Zoom, she was all like, it's so hard to sing on Zoom. I'm just going to teach you how to act on camera.
Mm.
And that's when I really fell in love with the acting part of musical theater. And I was like, I don't know anything about this world. I need to know more. So I decided to switch from the acting conservatory, I mean, from the musical theater conservatory to the acting conservatory at my school so that it was more acting concentrated. And the same year that I switched to the acting conservatory was when I booked the show.
Wow. Mhm.
So it was the very first time that I ever even called myself an actor,
Mhm.
because I used to say that I was a singer first and then I was an actor.
Mhm.
But then ever since my mindset on acting kind of flipped and I saw it in a new light, I fell in love with it. And I guess that translated to the producers and the casting directors, because here I am now.
Mm. Congratulations. And do you see yourself doing other projects like drama or comedy and other stuff?
Oh, 100%. It's a funny thing because drama is actually something I'm more comfortable with. So having my first project be a multicam sitcom was it was really educating for me, because I always because now I know that I can do both and I'm versatile in that way. But I do see myself doing drama and actually a lot more comedy, because I kind of fell in love with it doing the show. It's a very calculated art, and I never thought that it was until I had to do it, and like timing and beats and having the perfect punchline is very mathematical in a way. So they're both difficult in their own respects, but I hope to be able to have a vast career of all sorts of things.
Well, thank you very much for your time and more success to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.